I feel like 95% of people's problem with their natural hair is the length. It's not the curl pattern.
I don't even think curly girls don't like their natural hair. That is not the case whatsoever. I think it's
I think it's safe to say that with all the inspiration I've been seeing online, the short natural hair stigma is no longer a thing. Women are waking up and realizing that their hair can both be a fashion statement while also being extremely versatile at any length.
If you have short, natural type 4 hair, wear your hair out.
Today we're going to be chatting about how to maximize your short cut, how to find ways to embrace it and feel beautiful if you don't, and get more inspiration for styles if you love it.
She had hair so long that it looked like weave. Then she cut it all off, now she looked like Eve.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. A lot of people have asked me to do a video specifically designated to shorter hair lengths, and that's what this video is going to be about today. I put my hair up for the beginning of this video because I kind of just want to show you guys the difference between how your hair looks up versus how your hair is down. How shorter hair exposes this and how hair can hide this. That can either be extremely flattering if you do like all this, and how it can hide it if that's something that you don't like. Changing up your hair really can show off certain features in your body or hide certain features in your body. That's the point that I want to make in this video. Now, I first want to mention that short hair is subjective. So I'm going to be talking about TWA styles all the way to about bob length in this video. And regardless if you have short hair because you want short hair or you have short hair because you may have had a big chop, you don't really like your hair length, but you're trying to embrace it till it gets longer, I'm really hoping that this video is going to provide you guys with some useful examples. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So I'm going to break this video down into two categories. The first category is going to be things that are not geared necessarily towards hair, but definitely has an impact on how short hair appears on you. And then we're going to break it down in the short hair inspo categories, where we go from TWA all the way to bobs, giving you guys tons of inspo on how you can style your hair. So going to the first category, when you have shorter hair, it exposes more of you than when your hair is longer. When you have long hair, you can tend to hide behind certain insecurities. Your hair can tend to disguise some things that you don't like. Maybe if your hair is long in the front and you have an asymmetrical face like I do, you can tend to wear a side part that now hides half of your face. You have the ability to disguise certain things. That's really important to note when you go to short hair, because all that means is that you have to pay a little bit extra attention to detail, whether that be your makeup looks,
paying extra attention to jewelry and hair accessories, along with figuring out if you're a high visual weight or low visual weight.
I talked a little bit about it in this video where I kind of go into detail, and you may think this stuff doesn't really matter on the grand scheme of things. I can do a full beat, I can do a soft blend, doesn't matter. This stuff matters when you have shorter hair, because again, with short hair, everything is exposed. And if you're someone who you don't really like to wear makeup, that's totally fine too. Make sure you're hydrating your skin. Make sure you're taking good care of your skin. If you groom your brows, same thing. Brows can do a lot to the face, and it really can set the tone for a nice haircut, or can make a nice haircut look awkward. Really pay attention to things that don't necessarily involve your hair.
Can you talk about looking feminine with really short hair? Absolutely. With me wearing my hair in a fro like this, and we're gonna deep dive into that. I will say that there are days that I put on one of my good outfits. It's a great outfit, and I'm like, I do look a little bit more masculine today. It's a real thought. Okay, a couple things that I do that are practical to help me feel more feminine, more sexy, sultry, all the things. Number one, we're absolutely doing earrings and or necklace. Has to be happening, but definitely earrings. And make sure you're picking the ones that actually suit your face. I know that these work well for me because I don't do well in long earrings, but if you do, get some. Number two, picking silhouettes that are really, really flattering and form and figure flattering. Now, there's obviously levels. That does not mean that you have to have on club attire. That could just be like wearing a top like this that's softer but really fits. Wearing more dresses, again, that are more form flattering. Even if that's just a daytime dress that has a tie in the middle to really draw in that waist. Finding silhouettes still in your style that feel more feminine. You can also go the makeup route, even if it's a very, very light kind of deal, right? Like something I have on today, very easy breezy, like spruce up the brow a little bit, a lip, and like a concealer or something, right? Very, very light. And the last thing I will say is make sure that even though you have really short hair, that is hair that is flattering. That would be the biggest thing, right? Because it'll be really easy for you to be struggling and wrestling with, like, I don't look feminine and I don't look this and I don't look that, if the hairstyle is not working for you in general. Like, that would be like if I were to go low and I were to have like a burgundy hair color. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm already setting myself back by having the wrong color, wrong volume, and then it's like short, so now I'm feeling, am I as feminine? So you've got all these things working against you. So make sure that you are already a girly who can handle that short hair style that you have.
Sometimes it may not be that you necessarily don't like your short hair, but maybe it's something else that's going on that you have to tweak if you can. That's going to make you fall in love with your short hair. Clothing. Clothing is another thing that is not hair related that I don't think people understand how it impacts how your short hair looks.
Finding colors that are flattering for your skin tone is going to be key when it comes to any kind of hair length. The wrong color can wash you out, but the right color can make you look very healthy with the extreme glow. Do you guys remember there was once a time where everyone was in love with neutrals? Well, I am so glad that people decided to look more into color seasons, because a lot of people think that we as Black women are typically the deep winter or the deep autumn, and that is not true at all. Some of us look terrible with jet black hair, and instead we prefer browns, and neutrals don't really do anything to make us feel bright and vibrant.
This is just a friendly reminder that if you are my complexion or darker, we were literally made to wear bright, beautiful colors like this. Exhibit A. I got so many compliments today wearing this dress, and every time I wear a color that's like red or pink like this or orange, people eat it up.
Now, I have a love-hate with those color analysis apps, because a lot of the times they'll tell you that if you're a tan woman with dark eyes, dark hair, you're most likely a deep winter or deep autumn. I found that not to be true in my case. I look better with color. And unfortunately, if you're a Black woman trying to figure this out on your own, the only way is through trial and error, seeing how you personally look with colors, and then also seeing what you get complimented on the most.
The only way I was able to figure out my color analysis and find my color palette at home is trial and freaking error.
With your Black skin, are you warm or are you cool? These are 4 questions that are not backed by science, but they have helped me to, from a hobby perspective, analyze my friends, my family, and make sure that I'm in my color season. I highly encourage you asking yourself and the people who love you these 4 questions. First question, do you look sexy or edgy in Black? This is not to be confused with, do you think you look sexy in Black, or do you feel sexy in Black? No, this is, do you look sexy? And when I say sexy, by definition, exciting or alluring or appealing, or do you look edgy in Black? Second question, in browns, tans, or oranges, do you look alluring or do you look muted? And it's very similar to with Black. When you find yourself in browns, tans, or oranges, do you feel the need to lay on the eye makeup, lay on the lip color, lay on the accessories, lay on a different sort of interesting thing just so that you can stand out because the brown actually, or the tan or the orange mutes you? Or do you find that when you throw on something brown, tan, or orange, you just happen to look alluring? Do you feel happy or stressed when you're wearing browns and tans and oranges? You have on a brown. Do you feel happy, giddy, like, oh my gosh, best day ever? Or are you more irritated, stressed, frustrated when you have on browns, tans, neutrals? Last but certainly not least, when you wear Black, do you feel confident or do you feel intimidating? I encourage you to ask the 3 closest people to you these questions.
There have been multiple times where I will see someone with shorter hair, they have on the right outfit, and I'm like, wow, you look regal, like you look so beautiful. And I truly think it's because they have nailed the right clothing for their hair length. Now we know that clothing is really important when it comes to body type. There are many different type of body types. You can use the basic body type chart or the Kibbe body type chart. And I do recommend dressing for the body type, because when you look at a person, you don't separate the face from the body from the hair. You just see it as one being, and you're like, okay, are you in harmony or not? And so I do recommend dressing for the body type first.
I used to struggle with my inverted triangle body shape until I learned these rules. Picking out flattering dresses that already have natural shaping at the bottom to create balance. Asymmetrical tops to balance the broad shoulders. Go for boyfriend or baggy jeans and cute top for elevated cute look. Textured bottoms to create proportions are your best friends. And if you're gonna do tight and fitted, go for something with pattern.
Apple body types, these are the best dresses for you. Shift dress. This dress is like a simple throw-on dress that will help to just skim over the midsection without it clinging to the body too much. A-line dress. Wrap dress is another great option for the Apple body type. Empire waist dress is also a great option for the Apple body type. In my opinion, I think this dress style is made for Apple bodies.
The do's and don'ts of the rectangle body shape. You can characterize the rectangle shape by the straight shoulder line and rib cage, very or little to no waist definition, and the bust and hips are approximately the same width. Do keep in mind the upper and lower body parts of the rectangle shape are well proportioned naturally, creating a balanced silhouette. The core focus should be to define the waist and break up the rectangle.
After that, take it a step further and then try to have different cuts of blouses for your hair length.
Here's an example of a lady that I found with the same haircut but different necklines. Now this may be subjective and you could totally disagree, but I think the one on the right is more flattering for her build and her haircut. And I really believe that necklines like V-necks, heart-shaped necks, square necks all give you an open look, making short hair very flattering as it highlights your facial features, your jawline, and your cute haircut instead of overshadowing it. And keep in mind, it's not a one-shoe-fits-all, because when your hair starts to get a little bit longer or you have a certain kind of body shape, you could totally look regal with higher necklines.
And now I want to jump into the hair inspo. Let's start off with the TWA. There are a lot of people that I like who have shorter hair, and I think it's because, again, they have nailed having the face beat just right. You know, if they wear makeup, they have nailed the makeup look. If they don't wear makeup, they have nailed the no makeup look. When they go out, they know what clothes are flattering on them and their body type, and so their hair becomes an addition, and it's beautiful. One person who I really like in particular, Octavia B.
I feel like my hair really loves the foams.
She would comb and twist her hair, and then she'd separate the parts. I thought this was very flattering on her, and she's someone who I think is such a beautiful example of someone who has nailed her look. This is another girl who I really like.
I think this is the first time in a while that I have like a makeup routine in the summer that, even though after the end of the day, like, my makeup isn't perfect, like, I still look polished.
She also does natural hair content. Beautiful woman, okay? And she has nailed the look.
In a world full of Instagram baddies, wear your natural hair. I don't know who needs to hear this, but wearing your straight hair doesn't mean you're not natural, okay? If you have hair coming out of your scalp and your real edges showing and it's not relaxed, you have natural hair. You don't need to lay your edges to be valid to leave the house. A silk press doesn't have to be your only straight hairstyle. My hairstyle is sock curls and it's a fluffy press.
I think when you have a TWA, this is the time where you should take to really hone in on the products that your hair likes and to appreciate this time. If you're someone who you're like, you know, I don't like my hair short, I want to grow my hair out, you're in a safe space here, okay? Because I didn't like my hair short, I wanted to grow it out. If you want long hair, that is totally okay. If you like your short hair, that is totally okay. And for those who don't like their short hair and you want longer hair, I do recommend trying to appreciate each phase that you're in, because when I did have short hair, when I felt the conviction to give up hair extensions, I did see the silver lining there. I looked at it like, I am coming from a place of not really knowing my hair, not really knowing what products my hair likes, not really knowing how to deal with my hair. And I had to do all this experimentation on my hair at the time. I can only imagine if I had extremely long hair, how time consuming and possibly frustrated I would be. And so in that case, I was so appreciative of my hair length at the time, even though it was shorter than I liked. Jumping into when the hair gets a little bit longer.
One thing that I don't think is talked about enough is how wearing wigs too much can have a serious effect on how you view yourself. I've been wearing wigs for the past few years, and I only started wearing them because it was very convenient for me, and I'm just kind of lazy when it comes to my hair. I don't want to do it every day. But it got to the point where I was wearing wigs way too much that I was uncomfortable with wearing my own hair out. And that's kind of crazy because I got way too used to it. I wouldn't want to show up online without a wig. I wouldn't want to go to events without a wig. Like, that just became my life. I'm now in this new era of embracing my natural hair more, and that doesn't mean I'm going to be wearing it out every single day, but this whole thing of braiding my own hair down and throwing a wig on top to cover up my hair just no longer works for me. And I also think it just sends a wrong message to the younger generation that you can't be pretty or you can't be attractive without having a certain hairstyle or having a certain look. I don't take full responsibility for it, but I do think we all have to play our part in just making sure that we're sending the right message to our community and continuing to love ourselves just the way that we are without having to hide what makes us beautiful. When I wear my natural hair out, I feel so much more free and relaxed and really just happier. This isn't to say that I won't wear wigs ever again, but it's more of a balance to me, and just knowing that I don't need to.
Of course, you can still rock the wash and goes. This is the length where a lot of people, if they want to start stretching their hair or having their hair a little bit longer, they will tend to stretch their hair. Now, people can stretch their hair utilizing heat with flat irons, flat ironing it. I am not against heat. I've spoke about it plenty of times before. I think stretching is a beautiful gift to us as natural women. It's something that we've been doing for centuries. Maybe not with the hot tools, but African hair threading, braiding has always been around. So if you want to show off more of your length, this will be the time to do that. And if you flat iron your hair, you can also do like the little side swoop, tuck it behind your ear kind of look. This is the length that I noticed the right cut can matter, because if you don't have any type of cut and you're letting your hair grow out the way that it is, you may be lucky and have your hair grow out in a way that flatters your face shape. But some people don't find themselves that lucky. There are many different kind of face shapes. There's oblong face shapes, oval face shapes, heart face shapes, you know, people with small chins, people with longer chins. All this stuff kind of comes into play when you think about what kind of haircut to do and how short you want to go on your hair that can push the line of possibly being flattering or not. So with oblong face shapes, I tend to prefer styles, whether it's straight or not straight, with a little bit of width. So I like to bring my hair out here because it just gives the illusion of a wider face versus if it's like super straight down and just long. And so use this same theory if you have shorter hair at that length. With that length, you can start to add width to the face. Now, if you have a super circular round face and you don't want to enhance that, you want to look slimmer, you may want to grow more hair in the back. For a lot of people, they do grow their hair longer in the back and then the front catches up. This is the length that I typically see and notice where people may talk more about that awkward length. And when it comes to having awkward length, the one thing that I have noticed is that the cut really matters.
Hey y'all, take my head down with me. As you may or may not know, I recently got my hair cut into a bob. And when my stylist was cutting my hair, he advised that I should get a little bit of shape in the back because he knew that in between my appointments, I was going to want to wear my twist outs that I normally do. And y'all, that was really the best thing he could have done for me because I have never loved my twist outs the way I love it now with this shape. I am literally obsessed, y'all. Like, it's my bob, my bob, my bob. Y'all, look at it. I'm obsessed. Like, I don't even want to get it straightened no more.
Go get a haircut. And I would also recommend, if you find yourself thinking that your hair is in an awkward length, try switching up again the clothing choices. Try going for the square neck blouse. Try going for the V-neck top instead of the crew neck. So you want to experiment and find things out, especially at this length. Now moving into the bob. Everyone loves the bob. Literally, there's so many people who actually cut their hair into bobs and keep it that way for like the rest of their life. They are bob girls, and for good reason. I think bobs are the one hairstyle that I think can look good on just about anybody with any face shape. But what really matters, I think, is how you cut your hair, and then of course the length. So a straight across bob is completely different than an angle bob with a stacked back. All these things really matter, and they really, again, dictate the face. Same with bangs, okay? I didn't really go over bangs with the haircut portion, but bangs really can make a difference. If you have the longer face, bangs can really hide some of that width. You know, that's why you see women with like larger foreheads, which I think are incredibly beautiful, may tend to wear like a bang, or they may tend to do like a little curtain bang. So bobs are universal. I think bobs are amazing. And my favorite kind of look with the bob, okay, is to do the blowout. I do love a twist out with a bob. I think especially if you have it cut right, which is so important. Finding someone who understands afro hair is so important when it comes to cutting shorter hair, because they understand how afro hair shrinks, how it elongates. And so you want to find someone and make sure you're getting your hair cut in a style that you wear regularly. Now, I don't really know too much about the curly cut movement or anything like that. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that kind of stuff. But I do think it's important, if you do like to wear your hair stretched, to cut your hair stretched. If you like to wear your hair curly, to cut your hair curly. Just keep in mind that when your hair is stretched, it may not look the same, and the same if you cut it stretched. But I do think when it comes to bob, wearing a wash and go, if it's cut right with the bob, can also be very flattering. But if it's not cut and you have bob length hair and you have a wash and go, it won't look like a bob. Like, we all know that, because our hair, again, shrinks up. If there's anything that I want you guys to take away, is to enjoy and embrace every single journey of your hair, face, because hair is a part of you. And when you start pouring into your hair will start pouring into you. Don't neglect any phase. Even if it's a phase where you don't want to be in right now, try to see the silver lining and appreciate what that phase has to teach you. Because I truly do believe every phase that we go in with our natural hair teaches us something. Even if we don't want to be there, or even if we do want to be there, it's gonna have a lesson for you. So I would love to hear what you guys think down below. What are some of your favorite shorter hairstyles? And who are some of your favorite shorter hair content creators? Let us know down below. Other than that, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
NT, you made this?